There's a starman waiting in the sky. He'd like to come and meet us, but he thinks he'd blow out.
Welcome to Vinyl Quest, and today is episode 4. It's the Bowie episode. Bowie. David Bowie. He's larger than life, honestly. He's this legendary, one of the most influential music artists of all time. Died a couple years ago, and it wasn't really until about March 2017 when I really started listening to his stuff. I mean, of course I've heard the hits like Changes and Ziggy Stardust and those kind of things. Of course everybody's heard those, but I really started actually digging in, and I was looking around in my CD collection that I collected in 2018, and I found, hey, it seems like I've collected a lot of Bowie stuff recently, so I might as well do an episode about all the Bowie stuff I've collected. Now, do a bit of a recap on the Bowie CDs I got in 2017. Okay, so the first one I got, it may seem like a kind of strange one to start with, but I got Black Star in March, and I listened to that, and it's, oh my god, it was mind-blowing. It was like this super weird, just ominous, avant-garde jazz. It was so weird and crazy, and it was just, haunting. It's such a good album. I'm sure it's gonna be considered, it's gonna be up there with one of his greatest ones. And I got a couple of months after, I got Ziggy Stardust. I got the Ziggy Stardust album, and I listened to it, and oh my god, it's so good. And I can safely say that it's my favorite album, just in general. My favorite album ever. I guess that's exactly what that means, but yeah. So I listened to that over and over and over and over again because it was so good. It blew my mind because it was so good. I don't even know. How can somebody make music this good? And how have I not heard it? I love that record. And then a couple months later, I got Low, I believe it's the first of his Berlin trilogy. Berlin trilogy is, of course, his 3 legendary albums that I keep on saying legendary. Everything this guy makes from, up to the late 80s is just absolutely legendary. But, yeah, Low is, Berlin. He moved to Berlin because he had a crippling cocaine addiction, so he had to get off that, and so he went on over to Berlin, and he was like, hey guys, I'm not on crack cocaine anymore. And then he started making lots of good stuff. He was making good stuff with the Stations and Stations before that, but he was making even better stuff now, in my opinion. So I got Low. Low is like this. I actually wasn't expecting based on the name. It's this really, really fun, very poppy kind of record. It's just everything is just so bouncy and melodic, and oh my god, it's just really, really pretty. Really pretty and really fun to listen to. It's a very, very good one. I like that. I like that one a lot. Of course, Sound and Vision is the standout track from these. Now, do I think it's the absolute classic that many people are saying it is? I love it. It's such a good album, but I don't think it is I don't think it's top 50 of all time for me personally. That's just my opinion, but maybe I just need to listen to it more. Maybe it's more of a kind of slow burner, despite its very poppy exterior. But yeah, moving on from there, a couple months. I actually don't think it was a month. It was about a month later, actually. I got Hunky Dory. Hunky Dory is so he made his debut, his first self-titled. Then he made a second self-titled record, which is now called Space Oddity, which was much better than his first one. And then he made The Man Who Sold the World. Then he made Hunky Dory. Now Hunky Dory is widely considered to be his first absolute classic, and I would have to agree. Now, I haven't listened to Space Oddity all the way through, although I really want to, because as, of course, Space Oddity itself, the title track, which is very good, but Hunky Dory is very, very good as well. I realize I'm running out of time, so I can't really go into Hunky Dory. Now I have to go into the stuff I got this year. Started off with No Plan EP. Now, I actually wanted to get this for a while now, but I happen to have a bunch of used CDs that I traded in for podcast CDs in store credit, $26. And this one just so happened to fill out the rest of it. I got that. I got the No Plan EP. I got the No Plan EP, and I got the Gorillaz Plastic Beach vinyl, which I had some trouble with, but you'll be hearing about that in a different episode. But yeah, it's interesting, like the leftover, because that's exactly what it is. It's leftovers from Black Star, and it's interesting to see how little, at least it portrays it, like how little extra stuff there was like on Black Star. And yeah, No Plan EP is kind of the remnants, the extras, if you will. I guess that's exactly what I'm saying. But yeah, this is pretty good. I like it. I like the there's one track that is like really like ominous. It's like boom, 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 boom. It's much scarier than anything. I guess you could use scary, but it's scary. It's scarier than anything seen on Black Star. It's pretty cool. And then I got on the Tampa trip. If you don't know that, check out the previous couple episodes. The Tampa trip, I went up to Tampa to see some Brockhampton live. I'm not going to dwell on that because we went to St. Petersburg the next day and we dropped by Daddy Cool Records. Daddy Cool Records, of course, this highly acclaimed record store in St. Petersburg, which has a lot of cool stuff. Second time I went, I checked. They have this amazing David Bowie section. I have to say, like they have a lot of hard to find ones. And so I picked up Aladdin Sane, and I picked up one other thing. You'll hear about that later. And then yeah, Aladdin Sane is really. I believe it's the follow-up. It might have been released in the same year, actually. It's this follow-up to the Ziggy Stardust album. I kind of shorten it, but I know the actual title, of course. Aladdin Sane. This one's really good too. This is considered one of his best as well. My favorite off of it so far is definitely Cracked Actor. It's a little bit a bit raunchy, but it's still a very good album. It has a lot of the same vibes that Ziggy Stardust, because Ziggy Stardust had, because I guess it was very close. They were very next to each other. Like in that time, Bowie was very prolific. Like he was releasing albums within the same year, and they were all classics except for Pinups. I don't like that one. But moving on, we went to the oldest record store in St. Pete, and I found David Bowie Heathen for $4 used on CD, and it was a cool one. I believe this was kind of one of his last ones until the big 10-year break, which he would return from with 2 more albums and then his unfortunate passing. But, and then Heathen was his kind of, I guess it was in sort of a way his response to 9/11. I guess that's a major theme on the record. I haven't listened to it much. I listened to a couple of really, the higher acclaimed songs. They're really good. I don't think they're classic material, but I do think they are still surprisingly decent. I wasn't expecting much based on that album cover, because it seemed a little bit ooh, yeah, that's an album cover. Oh, get it out of here. Okay, the last one I got. So I already have Ziggy Stardust on CD, but it's so good, I got it on vinyl. And the reason I got it on vinyl is because at Podcast CDs, I was just browsing around, and I found the Ziggy Stardust album, 25th anniversary edition. Or, yeah, I think it was 25th anniversary edition. Pressed on gold vinyl. I was like, holy crap, is gold? Yeah, I'm gonna get the heck out of that. And I did. I got the heck out of that. And then I brought it home. I listened to it. And I was like, oh my god, I forgot how much I love this record. Except I didn't. I just love it even more every time I listen to it, because it's such a good record. And then it got to, I believe it was It Ain't Easy, and it skipped through the entire song, and I was like, okay, well, I mean, I don't really like that song as much as the others anyway, so I'm like, what are you gonna do? But everything else played fine. I'd recommend it. It has this nice matte finish, has that weird kind of sleeve with all the lyrics on the back and on the front, and oh my god, yeah, it's a good one. I recommend that. Alright, yeah, thanks for watching this video. Subscribe if you want to see more of this content, and yeah, bye!